Welcome back. We are the Alter Ego Brothers. My name's Nick. That's Andy. And we're just two regular dudes doing regular reviews. Real quick, I want to give a good shout out to the people who watched our live stream for our 50th video.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now on to the review.
What does it feel like to die?
Dude, we already asked that. You can't ask that again. We did
Why
that
not?
for Mickey 17. It's right here. Anyway, we already did it. You can't ask that question.
Well, what am I supposed to say then?
You can say whatever you want, but you just can't say that again.
That again. Jack's Pizza is the best pizza in the world. You should go find some Jack's Pizza and make it in your oven today.
Cool. Moving on. We just watched Final Destination Bloodlines. I've seen Final Destination movies before. This was Andy's first time. How was your experience as a first-time Final Destination watcher?
Well, going into it, my fiance asked me what I was watching. I was like, I don't even know. I had to look it up. I was like, it's Final Destination. I don't know what that is. And she's like, oh, isn't that like the thing where like everyone just keeps dying all the time? I was like, oh, is that like that one where the log falls off the truck and kills somebody or something? And then it clicked on me. It's like, oh, it's this type of movie. Gotcha. With that said, that was the only way I had any sort of expectation going into this because I've not seen any of them. It met that expectation, I would say. That's about it.
So a lot of this series has to revolve around death as a main character. It's the character that you don't really see but is always there type of thing. What did you think of that as like the gimmick or the monster or the threat?
I really, really like the idea of death being the antagonist in this movie and overlooking everyone this entire time. And what I really appreciated about it was it felt like death was actually there. It's this invisible entity. You can't see it. You can't interact with it. But yet you always felt its presence. And that is a really good job on the directing and the writing and everything else involved with it. Like, that's a tough challenge to get me to feel like I'm actually being threatened by something that isn't there.
That's a relief. As a veteran watcher, I was a little nervous about how that would come off in like 2025 because this series started in 2000. So it's fairly old. And I think even the last movie was like in the early 2010s. I don't remember like exactly, but it was quite a while ago. Did you think that it like was able to come to 2025 pretty easily? I thought it worked out, but I don't know if that's just me having rose-colored glasses because I've seen the rest of them and I just like knew what to expect.
I have no idea. For all I know, it could have been the very first one in the whole series, I guess. I felt fine for 2025. It was still a really cool story.
That's what I was thinking too. As I was watching the movie, I did think that this would probably be a really good entry point movie into the series. If somebody has never heard of it or never watched it before, it catches you up to speed without getting too detailed about what happened in the past, but also continued to push along the overall narrative of death doesn't like to be played with, and if you try to play with them, you're going to get. Did it interest you in watching the other ones, or
Not really.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're all kind of the same concept, it's just a matter of how they die. But one of my, I think, kind of core issues with this thing is like it was always predictable. Like, that person's gonna die, and they're setting things up to see how he's gonna die. I didn't care for that part of it, so I don't really think I'd go back and watch any of the other ones.
Yeah, it does have the theme of like there is an order to it. It's like a hit list type of thing, and so you kind of know who's gonna be next and who to watch out for. I thought that they did some really funny twists in this movie where they had some fake outs. Again, I think you could really see them coming from a mile away, just how they played it off. But this entry was really funny, where the other ones take themselves very seriously. This one was more self-aware. I really appreciated that take on this genre, on this series from this movie, and I thought it was a nice breath of fresh air.
Going along with the humor here, my favorite character is Eric in this movie, who's played by Richard Harmon. I've not heard of Richard Harmon. I've not seen him before either. Apparently he was in The 100 I'm now a big Richard Harmon fan, and I just want to give a big shout out to him because the whole cast did really good, but he in particular really stuck out to me. Kind of reminded me of Alan Alda.
As far as talking points, I don't want to say too much because this movie is a Final Destination movie. If you've seen one before, you know what to expect, so I don't really want to talk a whole lot about what to expect. If you're new, I think it's a good place to start, but I also think it's time for us to do our rating and recommendation. Go ahead and start us off, Andy.
I don't like these movies, but it's a 7 out of 10 critically, so I recommend that you probably wait for streaming on this one, to be honest. I don't think this needs to be a theater showing whatsoever. It's kind of a sit back at home, chill, relax, watch some people die.
I am similar on this. I gave this a 6 out of 10, and I also think it's something that you could go and watch on a streaming service rather than for a theater. It is funnier, but as far as like horror movies go, it ain't no Sinners. So that gives it a 6.5 out of 10, which puts it on our tier list around here, right there, right next to the other 6s. Or if it's the first one, I can't see it. It might be. It's a new year. I don't know. 6.5. Let us know what you thought of the movie down in the comments below. Have you seen it? Do you want to see it? Let us know.
And remember, we've just been two regular dudes
doing regular reviews.
Kind of reminded me of some Stranger Things in a way. No, it didn't. I'm mixing that up with The Last of Us. I'm like, oh yeah, those scenes were so great. I'm like, oh no, that was a totally different thing. But The Last of Us.
Did you go watch the movie?
Sorry, I was visually remembering the scenes. I'm like, oh, that was so good. I'm like, oh wait, that's the wrong fucking thing.
The wrong thing.
Does not remind me of Stranger Things at all.